Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe Potter and this is the Vintage Underground. We're back on the Jag Coupe. Nice big step taken here. We've got the dash fiberglass work done. This has been a huge process. Completely custom dash. This has nothing to do with what was there originally. This started out with us 3D scanning the empty cockpit and nothing in it, no dash or anything. So we knew in CAD what the empty space looked like. We then drew in CAD the dash and console pieces that we wanted, with the shapes that we wanted, molded into that captured shape of the dash. So all this has to now be trimmed and cut in to drop into their spaces here. So you can see here where the mold comes down square on this plane, and that's true all the way across this dash piece. So you can see this angle right here, this line, which is actually this line here on the scuttle here at the bottom of the windscreen. So we have to trim all this away for this to fit down in here. It would have been very difficult to do this layup in fiberglass with these odd angles here on this face, so it was just all brought down to a square face. So this will all be trimmed out, and the dash section is here. Obviously it's not all the way in there yet. It will be. This is the down console section from the dash and from that angle, and then from there going back to the tunnel section from there. And all this has to be trimmed and fitted. Once it is fitted, it'll be really accurate just because of the way that we did it in CAD. So we know, everything's known. We just have to trim back to those sections. So a little bit more work to go, and we're gonna have our dash and console section in place, which is gonna be a big step because everything's contained behind that. The heater and air conditioning system is behind that. The shifter, the digital display, our control buttons and switches. It's not going to be real complicated back there. There's essentially no wiring harness on this car per se. Everything will come out, any wiring will come out of the PDU, the power distribution unit. Most of the stuff that's going to be on this dash is going to be CAN bus, the display and the switches. So not going to be a lot going on behind here, so it should be pretty tidy and clean. Huge step. Really excited about this one, and the way that we got here was took a lot of time and a lot of effort, but the result is just going to be fabulous. I'm really excited about this. All right, that brings us up to date with the dash. What's going on under the hood here is a whole nother piece of entertainment. And the goal here with the whole intake system is to get air into the engine that's not from the engine compartment. These engines are large in this engine compartment. They generate a lot of heat. They're all aluminum, so they lose a lot of their heat inside the engine compartment. It gets hot under here. You don't want that preheated air into your motor, so this was all done to get outside air. From the beginning of this project, I've had this desire, I guess, to use the inner headlamp buckets as the air inlets, just because I think it looks cool. And that has proven to be a bit of a challenge because, as you can see, this bonnet rotates up this way and it takes the front grille section with it. So to have something that can attach to that repeatedly is a bit of tricky fabrication. Now he's working on this section here, which is working from the plenums down towards the inlets and the grille. This has to pass by and almost through the radiator into the headlamp, what used to be the headlamp buckets on the grille section, on the inner part of the bonnet. So this pipe transitions down to this mating face here, which will meet up with this, which is the back side of what used to be the inner headlamp bucket, which is now going to be our intake opening. Anyway, it's very cool. It's going to look very cool when Luke's all done fabbing it, and I think it'll certainly be unique. So that pipe works its way out here which is where I always wanted to get to. The idea from the very get-go was to not have a headlamp here anymore, but have this air inlet to either side of the car with a V12 and the dual air inlet through the front headlamp buckets, which I just thought was a cool concept from the very get-go. So here's the pipe. You can kind of see it back here behind. There's a gap here that we still have yet to fill, which is the mating surface between this, which rotates forward when the bonnet opens, and the pipe here, which is going to be fixed. And ultimately in here also, where this will be the filter section, because we don't have a provision upstream of this for filters, so it's going to be right here. So this area right here between this pipe and the inlet itself is again another complicated section, not only a mating face, but a filter as well. But you can see the look. This is what I've been going for. Now, normally the wing is out here and the main headlamp bucket is out here. So this is not the only source. When the wings aren't on here, it looks kind of odd. But when they're on here and you got the headlamp, the main headlamp here, this is kind of redundant, especially on the American models. And that's why I wanted to harvest it, just for that look and very cool kind of application of that, which has proved to be a little bit challenging, but it's almost there. Luke's just about got it buttoned up. It's really looking cool. I love how this is going to look. It's just exactly what I was trying to get to. Well, I think that's about it. We're back on this one pretty hard. The summer season's over, so we're back in winter build mode. So should have some pretty good updates here pretty quick. Do appreciate you. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.